Hey everyone, and welcome back to Madishkarteng Momshie channel. It's so good to have you here with me in my kitchen again. Today, we're diving into something truly special, a dish that's not just food, but a celebration of freshness and flavor. Get ready to create the most vibrant, delicious, and utterly satisfying salad bowl you've ever tasted. Look at this beauty. We're talking about a gorgeous mix of crisp greens, juicy cherry tomatoes bursting with sunshine, salty and creamy feta cheese, and those wonderfully briny olives, all brought together with a luscious balsamic drizzle. This isn't just any salad. It's a masterpiece in a bowl, a perfect example of how simple, high-quality ingredients can create something truly spectacular. Whether you're looking for a light lunch, a healthy dinner, or a stunning side dish for your next get-together, this recipe is your new best friend. It's quick, it's easy, and trust me, it's going to be a showstopper. So let's start with our base, the heart and soul of any great salad, the greens. I always say, don't just grab any lettuce. The texture and flavor of your greens set the stage for everything else. For this recipe, I love using a mix. Today I have some tender baby spinach, which is mild and packed with nutrients. I'm also adding some peppery arugula to give it a little spicy kick. And to round it out, some crisp romaine lettuce for that satisfying crunch. The key here is variety. Each leaf brings its own personality to the party. Make sure your greens are washed thoroughly and, most importantly, completely dry. Nobody wants a watery salad. A salad spinner is your best friend for this task. If you don't have one, just pat them dry gently with a clean kitchen towel or paper towels. Fresh, crisp, dry greens are the foundation of a five-star salad. Next up, let's talk tomatoes. We're using cherry tomatoes for this bowl, and for good reason. They are little bombs of sweetness that pop in your mouth. Look for ones that are firm, bright red, and still on the vine. If possible, that's usually a sign of freshness. I like to slice them in half. This releases their juices and allows them to mingle with the dressing. Plus, it makes them easier to eat. You don't want to be chasing a whole cherry tomato around your bowl. If you want to get extra fancy, you can use a mix of red and yellow cherry tomatoes for an even more colorful and visually stunning presentation. Remember, we eat with our eyes first. Now, for one of my favorite parts, the cheese. We're using feta, a classic Mediterranean cheese that brings a salty, tangy, and creamy element to our salad. It's the perfect counterbalance to the sweet tomatoes and the fresh greens. When you're buying feta, I recommend getting a block that's packed in brine rather than the pre-crumbled kind. Why? The block feta is so much creamier and has a much richer flavor. The pre-crumbled stuff can be dry and less flavorful. All you have to do is take the block and crumble it with your fingers right over the salad. This gives you beautiful, irregular pieces with a much better texture. It feels more rustic and homemade, and the difference in taste is just incredible. Trust me on this one. Let's not forget our olives. They add another layer of savory, briny goodness. For this salad, Kalamata olives are my top choice. They have a rich, fruity flavor and a beautiful, deep purple color that looks fantastic against the green lettuce and red tomatoes. Make sure you get pitted olives to save yourself the hassle and to protect your teeth. If calamatas aren't your thing, feel free to experiment. Castelvetrano olives are milder and have a buttery taste, which would also be delicious. Just like with the feta, the quality of your olives makes a big difference. They contribute so much more than just a salty bite. They add complexity and a true taste of the Mediterranean. All right, our beautiful salad components are all prepped and ready to go. We have our crisp, mixed greens, our sweet, juicy cherry tomato halves, the creamy, salty feta, and those rich, briny Kalamata olives. Look at this bowl, already it's a work of art. The colors, the textures, it's as just waiting for the final touch that will bring everything together in perfect harmony. The dressing now. You could buy a bottled balsamic vinaigrette, but where's the fun in that? Making your own is incredibly simple, takes less than 2 minutes, and tastes a million times better. Plus, you control exactly what goes into it. No weird preservatives or excess sugar. For our simple yet elegant balsamic drizzle, you only need 3 core ingredients: a good quality balsamic vinegar, extra virgin olive oil, and a little touch of honey or maple syrup. Let's start with the balsamic vinegar. Look for one from Modena, Italy, if you can. A good balsamic will be slightly thick and have a complex, sweet tart flavor. You don't need the super expensive aged kind for a dressing, but avoid the very cheap, watery ones. Next, the extra virgin olive oil. This is where you want to use the good stuffer. Flavorful, fruity olive oil will make your dressing shine. The ratio is key. A classic vinaigrette is typically 1 part vinegar to 3 parts oil. So if you use 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, you'll use 6 tablespoons of olive oil. To balance the tartness of the vinegar, we'll add a little sweetness. About a teaspoon of honey or maple syrup does the trick. It just rounds out the flavors beautifully. Then, a pinch of salt and a few grinds of fresh black pepper are essential for seasoning. Now, how to combine it all? The easiest way is in a small jar with a tight-fitting lid. Just pour all your ingredients in, screw the lid on tight, and shake it vigorously for about 30 seconds. You'll see the oil and vinegar emulsify, creating a beautifully blended, slightly thickened dressing. That's it. Your homemade balsamic vinaigrette is ready. Before we assemble our final masterpiece, let's talk about some optional additions. This salad is fantastic as is, but it's also a perfect canvas for your creativity. If you want to add some extra crunch, toasted pine nuts, walnuts, or sliced almonds are amazing. Just toast them in a dry skillet for a few minutes until they're fragrant. For some extra protein to make it a more substantial meal, you could add some grilled chicken, chickpeas, or even a can of tuna. Sliced red onion adds a nice sharp bite, and a few slices of creamy avocado would bring in some healthy fats and a buttery texture. Don't be afraid to make it your own. The best part about cooking is experimenting and finding what you love. Okay, Momshies, it's the moment of truth. Time to assemble our vibrant salad bowl. We have our bed of fresh, dry greens. Now, let's artfully arrange our toppings. Sprinkle over the halved cherry tomatoes. Dot the bowl with those beautiful Kalamata olives. And generously crumble that creamy feta cheese all over the top. See how the colors and shapes are already making your mouth water. This is food that feeds your soul as much as your body. Now, for the grand finale. The dressing. Remember our homemade balsamic vinaigrette we just shook up. Give it one more quick shake before you use it. When it comes to dressing the salad, my rule is to start with less. You can always add more, but you can't take it away. Drizzle about half of the dressing over the salad. Then, using 2 large spoons or your clean hands, gently toss everything together. You want to coat every single leaf and ingredient without bruising the greens. Lift from the bottom and gently fold everything over. Once it's lightly coated, give it a taste. Does it need more dressing? A little more salt. Now is the time to adjust. Once it's perfect, transfer it to your serving bowl or plate. For a final flourish, I like to drizzle a tiny bit more of the balsamic vinegar directly over the top. That concentrated flavor is just divine. And there you have it. A stunning, vibrant, and incredibly delicious Mediterranean-inspired salad bowl. It's healthy, it's fresh, and it's bursting with so much flavor. This is the perfect dish to brighten up your day, to impress your guests, or just to treat yourself to something wonderful. It proves that healthy eating doesn't have to be boring. It can be exciting, colorful, and absolutely delicious. Thank you so much for joining me in the kitchen today, my dear Momshies. I had so much fun sharing this beautiful recipe with you. I hope you feel inspired to get in your own kitchen and create this masterpiece. Remember, cooking is an act of love for yourself and for the people you share it with. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more simple, delicious, and family-friendly recipes, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss a new video from Madishkarteng Momshie channel. I love reading your comments, so please let me know down below if you try this recipe or if you have any favorite salad additions of your own. Until next time, happy cooking and stay fabulous. Bye.